Morning, everybody, and welcome back to another MLB The Show 19 wish list. This is going to be my content wish list part 1. Alright, so I'm going to divide the content wish list up into 2 parts. In this video, I'm going to discuss what MLB The Show did right and what they really dropped the ball on. And then in the next video for my content wish list, I'm going to talk about, I'm going to end up talking about like how they should, like some ideas that they could throw around, you know, some ideas that they could possibly think up of, that could probably make the game so much better, and just make content all around that much more exciting for next year's game. For this video, I decided to take a blast to the past, and we are on MLB The Show's 17 Diamond Dynasty for this video, because I want to show you guys how amazing the content was in last year's game. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be ranting on for like 3 hours. I could rant on for like 3 hours about this, alright? But yeah, so what I'm going to show you guys just the team that I finished off with. This wasn't the final team, because I ended up quick selling my entire team last year for a huge end of the year pack opening for myself. But yeah, I'm just going to show you guys a bunch of the programs, the ticket counter, and like a bunch of cards that got nerfed. But before I begin, let me just show you guys my team real quick, and some of the cards that they kind of dropped the ball on. So yeah, let's see this. I don't think Ricky Nolasco is actually in the league anymore, so I don't think this card would have come into the game this year. Yeah, but just looking at some of the cards, Hyunjin Ryu did not get a card. Michael Fulmer. Let's see, Julio Teheran I don't think got one. Michael Wacha. Rich Hill did not get this Cubs card. But yeah, just gonna quickly go through some of the cards that they completely forgot. Doug Drabeck, Jack McDowell did not get a card. Oh yeah, by the way, look at Blake Snell's Future Stars card, guys. That took about a year. Yeah, let's see this Hunter Pence card. They did not drop one nearly as good as this one. We do have a Hunter Pence flashback, but it is his Astros card, but it is not nearly as good as this one. The Justin Upton this year was absolute garbage. It was nowhere near as good as that one. We did get a flashback Jason Hayward, but it was not that one. We did not get a Cole Calhoun or a George Springer of any kind. No Odubel Herrera. You know, just looking at like some of the cards that I just scrolled through the inventory a little bit yesterday. Because I was just looking through like how good the cards were. Yeah, Will Clark, he didn't get a decent card this year. I mean, he did get an 88 overall, but nobody was gonna grind for his Giants Team Epic card. Let's see, Dale Murphy, he didn't get this version. I don't think Billy Butler is in the league anymore. But yeah, we did not get that Wade Boggs card. We did not get a rookie Greg Bird. And let me just tell you guys this, I'm not sure how many of you guys know this, but the overall rating system from last year to this year completely changed. So this 85 overall JT Realmuto last year was an 85 overall gold, but this year it would be an 85 overall diamond. But yeah, again, just looking at some of these cards, I'll go on the auction block here in a minute to show you guys some of the other ones they completely dropped the ball on. But yeah, this relief pitcher Drew Pomeranz, no Adam Warren or Brad Boxberger. You know, like this is Brad Ziegler is in the game this year, but he dropped 12 points. He dropped down to a 70 overall from last year, which I think is completely ridiculous. But yeah, I guess we could just go ahead and jump over to the market, and I can show you guys some of the cards they missed. You know, how many cards faced the nerf in this year's in this year's game, and just kind of rant on from there. But taking a look at the community market, as you guys can see, this entire front page, and I believe the entire second page as well, maybe even part of the third page. No, it's just the first 2 pages. Alright, so the first 2 pages of the auction house were all 99 overalls, alright? And if you guys didn't know this, Immortals were brand new to MLB The Show 18. Alright, so 99 overalls last year were just, you know, basic 99 overall flashbacks and legends with a 99 overall rating. You could auction them, you know, you could pull them out of packs, you could do basically anything you could do with any other card in this game this year, or like in the game. But yeah, so as you guys can see, you know, like some of the ones who faced the nerf, Mike Scott, you know, his card actually holds up to par to this year's version, but his overall rating just dropped 8 points. Goose Gossage, he ended up staying at that 99 overall. Joe Morgan, he just dropped a couple of points. Let me go ahead and show you a couple of the guys who really faced the nerf. When I flash these cards up on the screen, I'm not sure if I'll end up flashing up their rating or their stats from this year's game, but if I do, this is what they will look like. But yeah, Troy Tulowitzki, 97 overall. This year he is a 91 overall. As you guys can probably see, or I mean, if you don't have the card and you don't have the card memorized off your head, this card actually faced a pretty hefty nerf. I believe against righties he has 77 power, and against lefties he has 74 power. All right, I don't have the card stats in front of me, but I think it's around that. And then his contact against righties, I believe, is around like a 72, I want to say. And then his contact against lefties is above 100, or is above 99. And this year, and then the above 99 stats were also brand new to the game this year, so there were no above 99 stats in this game at all. But yeah, as you can see, ouch. This was just one of those cards that unfortunately faced the hefty nerf that a lot of the cards faced in this year's game. Let me see if I can find another good example. I'm not going to find one at the shortstop position, but another good example over here in center field will be this 96 overall Jacoby Ellsbury. I believe he dropped 6 total overall points. But again, the fielding and speed I don't think changed much from last year's game to this year's game, but it's just the hitting stats. I believe his contact in this year's game is above 99. Power, I believe, is hovering around 70 against righties. And then contact and power against lefties and righties, I believe they're both hovering around the low 60s. You know, it's just complete, like, I don't know what happened in between. I know that the 125 stats were introduced to the game, but at the same time, it's kind of like cards like these you want to make useful. They were completely obsolete the entire season, and it's like when they were dropped, nobody really cared. Nobody batted an eye at these guys. All right. But yeah, this is what the Jacoby Ellsbury card looks like from last year. I think a great example of a starting pitcher who faced the nerf this past year was this 95 overall Roy Oswalt from last year's game. All right, taking a quick look at his stats. You know, I could even probably throw up his 93 overall Philadelphia Phillies version if I really wanted to, but I'll just use this one just because it's more convenient, and probably because it's a Houston Astros card, I think it's a little bit more comparable. But I think the one that we got this year was this 2007 All-Star Series card. I don't know what year it is. I know it's an All-Star Series card, but yeah, as you guys can probably tell, it dropped a total of 10 overall points. All right, it went from a 95 overall to an 85 overall. I don't know how you can drop a card that low. All right, but yeah, taking a look at his stats, I don't know what his hits and Ks per 9 are. I don't have them memorized off the top of my head. But if I'm throwing up a comparison, it is very apparent that he faced a nerf this past year, and it's abysmal. Because Roy Oswalt was one of my favorite cards to. I didn't use this specific one. I used his Phillies version. But nonetheless, Roy Oswalt was one of my favorite cards to use all year long last year. And for them to do an injustice like this to him, it's uncanny. I don't know what happened in between last year and this year. I'm going to end up saying this 100,000 times this video. But, you know, I don't know what happened between last year and this year for them to do so poorly on content. Because last year content was so freaking good. And this year they just... I don't know, it just fell through completely. But real quickly, before I go over to the programs, I just wanted to show you guys real quick some of the cards that we kind of missed this year, or just like a bunch of cards that MLB The Show decided not to drop. We have still yet to see a Gaylord Perry card in the game this year. We did not get a Kenley Jansen card. Let's see, just I'm just going to keep scrolling through. Burt Blyleven we did not get. We still have not gotten a good version of him. This Roberto Alomar card, this is another complete nerf. Let me just completely go on a side tangent and go back to cards who face the nerf. Roberto Alomar, oh my god. I'm definitely flashing up the stats, but you guys probably already know the stats. This guy has under 50 power this year. Last year he had over 80 against both. Like, I don't know, yeah, again, what happened in between last year and this year for Roberto Alomar to face such a bad nerf. But yeah, I just wanted to go on a side tangent about that Alomar card. Let's see, we did not get a good Miguel Cabrera card. I'll probably end up showing you guys his Tigers card. Oops. But yeah, we did not get a Marlins Miguel Cabrera. But you know, comparing the card from like his Tigers card from last year to this year's, and this year being his Triple Crown card, it's a sin against everything. Like you'd expect his Triple Crown card to be what his card looked like last year in MLB The Show 17, and not what it looks like this year. But yeah, we got two over 97 overall, 98 and a 99 overall Gaylord Perry card last year. I don't think we have a Jim Rice card this year. We do not have, or at least like a high overall diamond version of Jim Rice. We did not get a Corey Kluber card. We did not get this Red Sox Beltre, but we did get the Los Angeles Dodgers version of him. We did not get a good Paul Goldschmidt. I'm not considering that Paul Goldschmidt a good one. But we didn't get like a flashback one. Let's see, we have yet to get a good Tony Perez card. We have not gotten an Anthony Rendon flashback. Oh, look, our boy Phil Niekro. Yeah, we did not get this 97 breakout Eric Gagne. We have still yet to get an Orlando Cepeda, and we had two of these last year in the game. We did not get this 96 overall Paul Molitor, who was actually pretty freaking good last year. But yeah, just a lot of the cards that they dropped last year that we don't have. We don't have a Machado or this Cargo card, who were absolute monsters last year. This Robinson Cano is not up to par with the one this year. But yeah, Morneau and Jake Peavy ended up retiring. We did not get a Cody Allen. I'm just going to scroll through some of these, and you guys can probably see for yourself, what happened in between last year and this year. This Brandon Phillips also received a bit of a nerf. But yeah, I'm just going to scroll through it and just have you guys see for yourself. Look at all of these cards that, seriously, MLB The Show, what happened? Tips, I want to know what the hell happened in between last year and this year for content to go from, oh my god, there's too much content and too much lineup diversity for me to keep up with, to this year being everybody's using, it's like I'm facing the same damn team day in and day out. But yeah, I'll just scroll through page 15 just to show you guys some of the other cards that we had. But yeah, it's absolutely atrocious what happened with content within the past year. But enough about me ranting about cards getting nerfed and cards that they completely forgot to release this year. Let's go ahead and just go over to the Programs tab. And this was probably the greatest thing that ever happened to MLB The Show right here. All right, so we had so many programs. I'll go over those individually at some point in the video. But the ticket counter was also up to par, and then the missions. Yeah, I'm gonna go over the player epics. I'm gonna go over the time limited missions, and I don't know why they got rid of those. But yeah, I'm also gonna talk about team epics, the My Career missions, Conquest, and all of that fun stuff. Alright, so I guess we could go ahead and quickly start with the ticket counter to begin with and how amazing it was last year. Alright, so last year we got so many end of the year reward cards. Alright, And we ended up getting these in I think November, December time, around postseason time. This Carlos Beltran was probably the best card to come out of this ticket counter. All right, it was probably one of the cheesiest cards. Switch hitting center fielder. He had speed, he had stealing, he had the power, he had vision, he had fielding, he had everything. This Carlos Beltran card was the greatest thing to happen to the game. All right, and as you guys can see, in 590 at-bats, I had bat 324 with him, with 54 home runs and 124 RBIs. That was mostly online as well. All right, and he also had all of these quirks too. All right, and part of the show's finest program was also in the ticket counter. They gave us this 99 overall Chris Sale card, who was an absolute monster. I never used him, but I faced him a ton, and he was disgusting. They also had low overalls. They had this Charlie Blackmon. They had a Chad Green. And we had this 99 overall Dustin Pedroia. This one filtered out with a 99 overall Josh Donaldson. The MVP version. This 97 overall Ben Zobrist, who was one of my favorite second basemen to use all of last year. He filtered in and out with a 97 overall Cliff Floyd, who we have yet to see a version of. But yeah, they also threw in this David Peralta. Oh my god, excuse me. But yeah, as you can see, there are so many slots in the ticket counter. This year, I think there's 6 or 7 maybe. This year, we had in 17, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We had 14 slots in last year's game for the ticket counter. 14! And how many of them were filled with diamonds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them had diamonds. Alright, and then let's see, there was 1, 2, 3 of those diamond slots that filtered out with 2 or 3 other diamond cards in the ticket counter, and then the other ones, let's see, there were a couple of golds. They had a Future Stars tab. They had another tab for, other ticket counter exclusive cards. Then they had this Ken Griffey Jr. who you needed for the diamond program. They had the Player of the Month tab, another a bunch of other exclusive rewards. I think this one was the mission starters to start off the year with. There was so much content in this game. It's unbelievable how badly they botched it this past year. But moving on from the ticket counter, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the My Career missions and the greatest possible way you could have made stubs last year, and how impossible it is to make stubs this year compared to last year. All right, so here's what the My Career tab looks like. All right, so basically all you had to do, the only way you could unlock all of these exclusive rewards was play the game. All right, so I'm just gonna scroll down here. I'm gonna see if I can find the home runs one real quick, because there was an exclusive reward that came with that one, and here it is. All right, so here's what you had to do. All right, so you had to get 300 career home runs. All right, you could get that in any Diamond Dynasty game. All right, and you can see down there it says excluding unranked, extra innings, and play versus friends. All right, so you could play events, ranked seasons, battle royale, play versus CPU, conquest, any of those game modes. All right, and all you had to do was hit 300 home runs. If you hit all three, ooh, excuse me, dear God, what is going on? But all you had to do was hit 300 home runs, and the amount of loot that you got from receiving this was astronomical compared to this year's game. All right, so this past year we started off in April. You got 5K maybe. It was a stupid amount. 5K, really? What am I going to do with that? That's getting me a gold player. But no, in this game, once you achieved getting to that 300 home run mark, you got, I believe, I'm not 100% sure on the the stub total, but I believe it was around 24,000 stubs, somewhere in the ballpark of like 75,000 or 100,000 XP, and I think 5,000 tickets for the ticket counter. All right, it was absolutely ridiculous the amount of stubs that you got from this game. All right. So yeah, as you can see, tally 300 home runs, and not only that, but along the way, like even getting up to the Dynasty home runs, you know, you got even more loot. That would be a smaller amount. That would be more like around 1 to 2K, like 500 stubs, 25, like 50 tickets, 1K, you know, 1K XP, you know. It was a smaller amount, but it was still something, all right? And then even for the home runs, once you got to 100 home runs, you unlocked the player epics. I will get into those here in a minute. But yeah, the player epics were absolutely amazing. This Eddie Matthews card was one of my favorite cards, if not my favorite card to use in the game last year. You know, and it was just a pure grind. That's all it was. And it's like every single game that you played held some sort of value. It wasn't one of those. Last year it wasn't even really about the hit and quit method that we use this year for grinding missions. You know, it was all about like, all right, we're gonna get multiple missions done in this game, or it's like you have to play a full game or else it's not gonna get anything done. And then even with the Dynasty home runs, that's tally after that. After you finish just the normal My Career mission, you got the Dynasty mission. Alright, and you had to hit 200 more home runs. And after you hit those 200 more, you got like an extra 9K stubs, an extra 50,000 XP, and an extra 2,500 stubs. Like, this was for like every single stat in the game too. It wasn't just for home runs. It was for quality starts, complete game shutouts, complete games, hold, saves. What else is up here? Pitcher strikeouts, pitcher wins. Innings pitched, like it tallied how many innings you played, fielding assists, walks, stolen bases, RBIs, doubles, triples, singles, plate appearances, everything you can think of, even complete game shutouts. Like, I think I already said that though, but you guys get the gist. Like every single stat that you could tally or any single stat you could think of, you would, or like any quantifiable stat, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like plate appearances. You can get up to 3,000 plate appearances, but you can't get like over a 3,000, you know, like FIP or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, guys. Yeah, but any stat you could think of, you were accomplishing something every single game. Like Conquest, look at this. Conquest packs. I'm going to show you guys the Dynasty Program and the Dynasty, or the Program packs. Like, those were amazing. Like, look at this. Part 2. Like, Conquest Part 2. This would be like Conquest Dynasty or Conquest Extreme. You got a 99 overall Joe Mauer with an extra 4 rewards to grind for. Let's see, Command the MLB. The reward last year for finishing Conquest was this 94 overall Reggie Jackson. You know what we got this year? 87 overall Luis Gonzalez, who wasn't even usable because the hitting engine was so jacked up this year. And it wasn't even just this card. You know, we got packs along the way that you could pull diamonds and golds out of. You know, we got this 91 overall CC Sabathia for getting all of the AL East strongholds conquered. Once you finish like all of the conquering and feeding and all that fun stuff, with the individual divisions, once you got the NL finished, you would be able to exchange NL players to get a 93 overall Matt Holliday. And then once you finished all the AL strongholds, you could exchange AL players for this 93 overall Curtis Granderson. Like what? These rewards were amazing! This year we got what? 85 Cole Hamels? 69 overall George Brett, who we had to get doubles with, and the hitting engine was so jacked up that nobody could get that damn mission done. Like what happened? What else? Let's see, what other cards did we get? We got an Alcides Escobar. We got, let's see, in the AL West, it was a Catfish Hunter. For the NL East, this was an Anthony Rendon. For the NL Central, I'm not sure if it's gonna load, but I can't remember who it was exactly. Maybe you guys in the comments can let me know who it was. But in the NL West, this was a Paul Goldschmidt. Like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, it's almost shocking to me how bad they dropped the ball with content this year. Like, they even had stats for grinding against the CPU. Like, look at this. For playing 100 games against the CPU, got this. I think this may have been, yeah, look at this. This was for the All-Star. This was for the All-Star thing last year. We got this All-Star epic Chase Utley that we got to work for. We got to collect All-Star Series players. We got this Omar Vizquel. We got Adam Wainwright. We got so much good content. Like, oh my God. But quickly, before I go into like the team epics and all that fun stuff, I'm going to talk about the player epics. I'm going to try, again, I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. If it's on the longer end, if it's like over 30 minutes, I am sorry, guys. But, I just want to show you guys everything that they did right in this game, because everything was right. Alright, so Joe Random, I'll get into him later on in the year. But yeah, later on in the video. But yeah, these player epics were absolutely amazing. This included players like this Wade Boggs. It included player epics. It included player of the month cards. It included equipment items. It included player epics who were a part of daily missions. Like, they completely dropped, like, they got rid of those. I don't know why. But yeah, let me go over some of the things that they did right. First of all, the Player of the Month program missions. All right. So they switched it up later on in the year where it wouldn't have to be until the final step that you had to collect the players. But yeah, so here's what they did. When they first introduced Player of the Month cards last year in MLB The Show 17, they said that these cards would be exclusively for players who would most likely not go diamond, but had outstanding performances in their respective months. All right, and these are like the MLB The Show series cards. All right, so these aren't like the Topps cards where Mike Scott's card is actually like an actual card that Topps made one year. These are strictly made by San Diego Studios and their content team. So yeah, Eric Thames ended up getting it in April last year. He did not go diamond. I think the highest he got was, I believe, a silver. But yeah, he had an outstanding April, and he got a Player of the Month card. And he did not go diamond. Carlos Correa, I don't think he went diamond in this game. I think if he did at one point, he did not go above a 94 overall. Cody Bellinger, he was a rookie this year, last year in 17. He got a 94 overall card, and he was probably one of the more popular ones to use. Again, a rookie, he's probably not going to exceed a 94 overall in his rookie year. But again, the rating system was different from last year and all that fun stuff. But same with James Paxton. He did not even go diamond. I think the highest he got was to an 88 or an 89 overall in this game. Rhys Hoskins, this was the month that he got called up, and he was a rookie. Again, probably not going to go diamond, but had such a ridiculous month. He had a record-breaking month for rookies that he got a Player of the Month card, and then Carlos Carrasco. All right, so yeah, and this year we got Paul Goldschmidt, frickin' Justin Verlander. Like, those guys are already diamonds, and they might exceed the 92 overall threshold that they got to. Like, what? They completely lost touch. they were so focused on the servers and so focused on, I guess the hitting, and rightfully so, but, it's kind of like they completely forgot how to make content for some odd reason. Like, you can see there's so much content to do. The player, like the player missions, I can't remember what I completely forgot what we called them. But yeah, it's like the player epics, I think is what we called them. Oh wait, no, mission starters. That's what they were called. Freaking mission starters. But yeah, mission starters, they completely forgot about those as well. They dropped those off. So it's like if you pulled that 78 overall Wade Boggs, you could do missions with that Wade Boggs to get an upgraded version of him. That's how I think they should do, like something like a career arc. But that's going to be in the next video. All right. But yeah, some of the equipment rewards, this 99 overall Ryan Braun, I absolutely loved the way they did this. It wasn't just, all right, drop $200 on the game, buy a couple of equipment items, and get the card. You had to work for it. You had to play a game against the CPU against the Brewers. You had to tally stats with legend and flashback outfielders. And then you finally had to collect the, it's not saying that you didn't have to collect the rewards, it's just you had to work a little bit for it. All right. And then some of these guys that I got, like Ubaldo Jimenez, Sean Green, Bartolo Colon, Ozzie Smith, Steve Finley. These guys you got from random daily missions. Like one day you would wake up and it's like, oh, this Sean Green, who was one of my favorite cards to use last year, he ended up popping up in my missions tab. So all I have to do, I think I had to get like 15 hits with Dodgers players in Battle Royale or something like that. And then once I finished the daily mission part of it, that would take me to the second step. Or wait, no, I can't remember what the first step was. I think it may have been to exchange like a couple of Dodgers. And then I'd have to tally 50 runs with right fielders in BR games. And then once I finished BR, then I'd have to exchange right fielders and I'd get this 92 overall Sean Green. That was for all of these guys. Ubaldo, Sean Green, Fisk, Colon, Steve Finley, Warren Spawn's rookie, Jason Mott, Drew Stubbs, like all of those guys, and even some of the ones that I didn't get. But yeah, I don't know what happened in between then and now, but it's just ridiculous. And then Team Epochs. Dear God, what happened with Team Epochs? If there was one thing that MLB The Show really, really screwed up this past year, it was Team Epochs, alright? So first of all, they weren't even available at during launch week, alright? They didn't drop until like late April, early May. And when they came out, absolutely nobody wanted to grind for them. Because the grind did not match the final reward. Alright, so basically what happened with the Team Epochs this year was they showed the final overall stats, and it was the same exact grind for all 30 teams. All right, so you had to get 350 hits for each team with players from their respective teams, like pitch 200 or 300 innings with their respective teams. It was stupid. All right, the way they did Team Epochs in MLB The Show 17 was flawless. All right, so because it gave cards some actual value, it forced you to use other cards in the game. All right, and it wasn't like, and it's not like this year where it's like, all right, why would I pitch 300 innings for this 82 overall Matt Garza Cubs Team Epic when I could do the same exact grind with Cincinnati Reds pitchers and get this 88 overall Johnny Cueto, who is light years ahead of this 82 overall Matt Garza, and it's not even going to make my team. It didn't make a lot of sense this year. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and quickly take you through the steps it took for you to get these Team Epic rewards. So the first step that you had to do was you had to tally 2 wins on against the CPU on rookie or higher difficulty against the Texas Rangers. All right. So that one was pretty simple. As you guys can see, it's a common tier mission. It wasn't very difficult. All right, the Rangers' second stage. All right, you have to tally 8 hits with flashback rookie Nelson Cruz. And as you guys can see in the purple text underneath it, it says collect 15 Rangers to acquire. That is correct. You got more than one reward for collecting. You got more than one reward for collecting. For getting the team collections done. All right. So yeah, basically you had to get 15. Just get 15 Rangers, get that card, and you'd be set. Finish the mission. Move on to stage 3. Stage 3. Little bit more difficult, but not much more difficult than stage 1. You had to get 3 wins on veteran or higher against the Rangers. All right, so again, not really too complicated. And then you get to stage 4, which is a gold tier. Stage 4, tally 5 doubles with All-Star legend Buddy Bell. Collect, and as you guys can see in the purple text once again, it says collect all Rangers to acquire. That is correct. You had to finish the Rangers team collection in order to finish the Rangers team epic. All right, you had to get the reward. You had to get the team collection reward from the Rangers. You had to tally stats with him. It was 5 doubles, and with this Buddy Bell card, that was fairly easy actually. And once you got that, you moved on to the final stage, which was to exchange Rangers players. And once you exchanged the Rangers players, you got the 97 overall Ian Kinsler, who was an absolute monster of a card last year, and yet another card who we have yet to see in this year's game. It just made the team collection rewards worth something. You know, like we got this 93 overall Buddy Bell. Let me see some of the other cards you could collect for, getting these collections done. Like one of the team epic rewards, 98 overall Luis Gonzalez. This card was an absolute monster for me. For the St. Louis Cardinals, I can't remember who their collection reward was. It was 84 overall Carlos Beltran. You got this 94 overall Orlando Cepeda. The Pirates, you got this 95 overall Andrew McCutchen. There were just so many good cards that you could get, and there were even a bunch that I didn't even finish. Like what would be a good example? I guess this 92 overall Jorge Posada was one of the more popular ones to finish. You had to, but again, because I didn't get the Yankees collection finished, I couldn't get the 92 overall Jorge Posada. Again, some of the other ones, I can't remember what the Indians one was. 97 overall Kenny Lofton, he was a popular one. The Astros was a 95 overall Billy Wagner. The Nationals, probably the best one you could possibly get. This 99 overall Andre Dawson. The Mets, you got this 99 overall David Wright. The Chicago Cubs, you got 99 overall Fergie Jenkins. Like 97 overall Zach Greinke, 95 Matt Holliday. And then the Giants, it was this 93 Willie McCovey, 92 Nolan Ryan. Like MLB The Show, what happened with the team epic rewards? 82 overall, like we did get golds, but I think the lowest overall gold that we got was like an 86 overall, and that was for the Padres because they had the worst collection reward and the worst, I think the lowest overall live series card on their collection for being like the highest overall the lowest overall, highest overall on the team, if that makes any sense to you guys. And the final thing I wanted to talk about in this video is going to be the programs. Alright, so the programs worked to perfection. Alright, so with the rookie, I'll just go ahead and start off simple. The rookie program, alright? So in order to unlock this 82 overall Chris Archer, all you have to do, beat the Rays twice on rookie. Alright, so right there, you're knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone. You're getting the Chris Archer mission done, as well as part of the Rays Team Epic, the Rays Team Epic done. All right, and then you had to tally 9 wins in play versus CPU with rookie flashbacks or legends. That one was a little bit more time consuming, but it was it got you a decent percentage of the mission done. And then you had to capture the Tampa Bay territory on the map in Conquest. So it forced you to play Conquest to get a mission done. And then you had to do just a bunch of other missions. And once that was all said and done, you got this 82 overall rookie Chris Archer. I can't look at the stats because in last year's game you couldn't push triangle and look at the card stats from this menu. But yeah, But here's the other thing about it. You just got one version of the card. All right, you just got one version of his card, and then you come over here and you see 76 overall Brandon Geyer. I never used this card, but it added another card to my collection for lineup diversity. The one thing I hate about the career arcs this year is that the final reward is the only card that I will probably ever use in my entire lifetime. If you wanted me to use multiple versions of a card, bring back player missions or mission starters. Bring back like the Tim Lincecum mission starter from MLB The Show 16. Bring back the Wade Boggs from this past year. Give me their lowest overall and tell me to grind specific stats to get the higher overall version of that card. I don't want to start off with like a 64 overall version of this Chris Archer, getting this 81 overall, and then getting like an 89 overall version, all-star version of Chris Archer. All right, I want missions to be brought back like this. If you want multiple versions of the card, bring back mission starters. All right, if you want to bring back career arcs, that's great. I absolutely loved them, but bring them back. But call them career arcs. But bring them back like these programs, like the rookie program and the breakout program, the all-star program, all that fun stuff. Give me another flashback and then just the final reward card. I don't want 3 different Don Suttons on my team. I'm going to use the 90 overall Don Sutton. And that's it. All right. I'm never gonna use his Impact Veteran Angels version. He's never gonna play for me ever again. Just give me again flashbacks galore. Give me more lineup diversity, more content, and that's how every single one of these was. We had Chipper, we had the breakout program, and that was the other thing. The one thing that they enforced in last year's game, or the one thing they were really driving towards, were the different programs. So like the rookie program, the breakout program, the Impact Veterans. You had to use these program cards to get some of these missions done. Like this Hanley Ramirez card, he was an absolute monster for me for a majority of the year. And they told me to use Impact Veteran cards, and meanwhile, if you go over to this year's market, let me actually take a look at, just look at the market. Every time they dropped a program, they dropped content. They dropped content with it. Look at this. There are 3 pages of Impact Veteran cards on the auction block right now, in MLB The Show 17. This year in MLB The Show 18, I believe there's a grand total of 5 Impact Veteran cards on the block. Yeah, so that would be and it's a Jason Hayward card, an Andre Dawson card is one of them. It's really stupid. I don't know, again, I'm gonna keep pounding this home. How in the hell do you completely biff a card or biff content this badly? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And then the Dynasty Program, there were multiple ways that you could get to 100%. You could finish the My Career missions, collect all the teams, and finish every single one of the team epics, and you'd get to 100%. All right, but you could do if you finished if you got 100 wins in BR, ranked, and events, you know, you'd get, I think, if I'm doing my math right, that'd be around 16%. And then if you completed each of these programs, you know, you'd get a certain percentage, you know. And if you just did, like, I believe if you got up just to the All-Star, or like the Legend or All-Star, no, I think it was the Legend program, you would be able to get like up to a pretty hefty amount. I think you got up to like Jackie Robinson after that, or even up to Joe Random. But yeah, it's like these program packs. I think I did the math yesterday when I was counting. I think it was 44 program packs that you got from just this Dynasty program alone. That's not even including the ones from the Griffey mission, or the ones including the programs over here from like the Reggie Jackson and Tim Lincecum cards. But you also got a 94 overall Lou Brock, 99 Vita Blue, who was one of my favorite pitchers to use last year. You got Cal Ripken Jr., Bob Feller, the really good 99 overall Miguel Cabrera, this Jackie Robinson, and then Joe Random, who led to Pepe Alazar, whom us MLB The Show community members never speak of ever again. But yeah, the Dynasty program was just a great way to add some more lineup diversity it was another way to add more lineup diversity. You could pull diamonds and golds out of these program packs. You couldn't sell them, but you could pull them. You know, like, it was, I don't know what happened. Please tell me, MLB, what happened? And then the Finest program, like, it was, like, last year, it was a recap of the year. So we started off with 2 Rookie Series packs, right? And then they gave you a 94 overall Pat Neshek. Then they gave you this 94 overall breakout Marcelo Zuna, All-Star Steven Strasburg. They gave you a free Ballin' is a Habit pack. And then they ended it with the hardware pack, which guaranteed you a hardware series player. And then the ultimate 99 overall MVP version of Jose Altuve. But yeah, you had to tally stats with all of these guys. From every series, from live series to monthly awards to the postseason guys and future stars guys. But yeah, I think, you know, like, again, I don't know what happened in between last year and this year. And then even the set series packs, all right? I decided to open a 20 pack because I had some leftover stubs for some reason. But let me just go over here to the set 12 packs. There were only 12 sets last year. This year I believe there are 18. But the 12 sets last year were so much better. All right, so just taking a quick look at set 12, you could pull Breakout Legend Al Kaline and underline bold, italicize that word, and Hardware Flashback Zach Greinke. You had the chance to pull 2 different 99 overall players in these packs. This year, you had the chance to pull a freaking equipment item. That's MLB, that's not how you ran things last year. Why are you doing it this year? You know, like you gave us 2 cards per set last year, and this year you're giving us a chance to pull an equipment item, and we're not even pulling an equipment item. Like, I don't know, like, again, I don't know what happened. I think the first 99 overall that we got was in set 7, which came out in mid-June, I want to say, around the time of the All-Stars. I'm just going to go ahead and open this pack real quick, see if we get any luck. Yeah, we get a diamond, we get some diamond shades, but that's about it. But, like, look at this. It's ridiculous. We get a chance to pull a 99 overall Dennis Eckersley in that pack. On top of a 99 overall Mike Schmidt. What happened, MLB? I would go into ranked seasons and like battle royale flawless rewards and events rewards, but I've already run my mouth for long enough, and I don't want to keep you guys any longer. So that was the end of part 1 to my content series, or to my MLB The Show 19 wish list. Part 2 should be out soon. I'll see you guys in the next one, and as always, have a great rest of your morning.